Come in for a scry today. Let's see what the shapes and symbols have to say. Wah. Hello, old souls, fellow empaths and psychonauts. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. My name is Steph. We are going to dive into the Book of Blots, creating our mirror, choosing our muse and creating our mirror. That will help us dive deeper into a message. But what seems to be stepping forward is the book. The book. The book of you, the book of life, the book of love, and the relationship to all things, everywhere, all at once. Seems like a big old message, but we're going to get into it. Your sensitivity to what is written between the lines, interacting with people, places, or things. And the way I'm seeing this is somebody at a park, sitting on a bench, or maybe you're in a cityscape, wherever the case is, but there's a sitting, and that air, that authentic air of all at once, past, present, future, concepts, lineages, timelines, all the words, sitting there breathing, but looking at the landscape in front of us and seeing how it's coalescing and communicating in this invisibility, but nonetheless very visible as it's being expressed through everyone and everything. To your relationship to the plants, to the stores that you like, to the cars, to the colors, everything seems to be here. And I'll share with you something that came through in my dreams probably a few weeks ago now. Receive or release freely, but there it is. Here we are together. I was having this stint of dreams, or a series of dreams, for a few days. And there was all these papers, not books per se, but papers, and in different environments. And they were handed to me, or I was looking at them, and they all seem to have invisible ink, is what I'm going to call it. Now, it doesn't even have to be ink in and of itself. They appeared blank to my conscious mind, but my subconscious mind or unconscious mind, the super consciousness of all that is in the realm of in-between states, knew the information. And I would sometimes fold them and put them in my pocket if they were handed to me by a certain someone, whatever that might mean. And in other cases, it was like going through this. So there also might be a contract that you're clearing up and seeing that it's no longer there. It's no longer relevant, but we might still be holding on to certain things. Out of customs is the word I heard, customs. There's also something coming through about in the spirit of the clairs, but not in its entirety, like the clairaudience, the clear seeing, etc., are another layer of expression of the very same thing, of the psyche, of the physicality, etc. And your sensitivity to these things is heightening, because it's like there's some sort of relationship resonance that is showing itself more clearly. How that relates to a person, place, or thing. But once again, I'm back with the person on a park bench, and we're sitting there. This relationship could be somebody from the hereafter, your spirit guide, your higher self, to somebody walking across and also choosing to sit on that bench with you. And just sitting there, looking, pausing, being, breathing, whatever the case is. But this book that is stepping forward, it's like a book of shadows, if I may, that is also the book of Akasha. That is also the book of love. That is also the book of demonology. That is also the book of angels. And all of the concepts. It's like a dictionary. Yeah, it's some form of dictionary. Okay. Thank you for joining me. I'm looking forward to our adventure and our scry story. I'm going to choose our muse. You can utilize the timestamps below to pitter patter get out or wherever you would like to go and step into. Thank you so much for your likes, shares, subscribes, and your support. I appreciate you. I love you. And let's dive in. All right, we're just going to choose our muse here. There's the pre-shuffle cards. Okay, that was quick and efficient. How you doing? If I may, thank you. We have psychonormal. Well, that's where we're going. Our Muse, our mirror to take us deeper, dear. I also want to know, as I'm going to get ready to create, we start here with the Book of Destiny. You also might be writing something or clearing up those contracts, creating addendums, committing, and offering a commitment to a part of something, right? A chapter. It's a commitment to a chapter. The relationship, for some, this is a relationship with the card 12 ending to that new beginning of love. In that long-winded story, we started here with the book closed, but it's being asked for attention, and now the book is open. Okay, all right. How you doing? Lots of talking today. I gotta see how to spell this. Oh, okay. I would like to turn this, thank you. Oh, my sepia is just like leaking all over sepia ink, so give that to enjoy. No, thank you. Who wrote the book of love? Chapter 1 says you love her with all your heart. Chapter 2, remember, you never got apart. Chapter 3, remember, the meaning of romance. In chapter 4, you break up, and you're given just one more chance. Well, I wonder, who wrote the book of love? I wonder who wrote the book of love. All right, guys, I'm just about ready if you are. You know the drill as well. You're always welcome to jot down in the comment section what you see, sense, or feel as your insights to expand the Scrying experience, and we all become the readers, seers, and the oracles. Drop an emoji. Introverts, I hear you, I love you, or give a girl a like. I appreciate you. Let's go. Taking a nice deep breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception. Releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. In the name and honor of anyone here at any time, thank you for being you, and may we all meet a message with meaning. All right. You are welcome to take a screenshot, personal use only, and thank you for respecting the artist. All right, did you get it? And as well to our influencer who has submitted Psycho Normal as our mirror. I'm all jazzed. I'm all jazzed for this. Are you jazzed for like, oh, that's, yeah. You know what's funny, as I just heard as I was getting all jazzed up, is keep calm and carry on, that saying. Even though I was feeling all jazzy. Keep calm in this next chapter of your life. The next chapter in which you choose, the next chapter in which you choose, and the connections that you're choosing. Okay, so this message might be for one, thank you for holding space for them to receive it. There's somebody specifically in the hereafter they have passed on. They helped you, shield you, whether they were a partner or a friend, parent, etc. Their position in this lifetime seems to be irrelevant from their perspective at this time, though they honor what it was, but it's such a snippet. But extending out to that connection, the most relevant connection. And they work with you almost like a shield of sorts, a spiritual shield, so that you don't always have to keep your shield up, maybe in regards to love, and that's, in regards to a romantic relationship, but one snippet of the frequency of love. Your love for pets, your love for yourself, your love for making breakfast, your love for coffee, your love for tea and blokes and birds and whatever the case may be. But they work specifically as a shield for you, and not in a blocking way, so that when you can keep calm, you can trust that the spirit guide working, regardless of who it is, works as a spirit guide, so that you can lower your defenses and know that you are supported in whatever case this may be in. Again, thank you for holding space for that. All right. Something about a dog bone. There's the earth in here. I can see the earth, but it's like split. I feel like I'm looking at like an ASMR or an AI ASMR. That's how I want to say that. Showing something. There is a very Okay, so in the scope of size, I'm seeing, like, if I was looking at a mountain from a distance or a hill, maybe you're at the bottom of the stairs, top of the stairs, whatever the case is, there's some things about the scope and size. So I'm standing on a road, and the background is, say, mountains. And then I can see this figure walking up the mountain, slow, steady, or it appears slow anyway. Okay, they move like an elephant. They are, if the elephant symbol means anything to you, the spirit of such, it's kind of like an older masculine energy. And they're walking up this mountain. So, and it's like, but you can see their outline so clearly, like if you were to have mathematical knowings, calculations of, in order for me to see that shape up there on this mountain, that means that they would need to be X amount of size. Like they would have to be like 14 feet tall or something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not my realm, but there's something about that calculation. There also could be something about distance perception, nearsighted, farsighted. Regardless of that, in a spiritual sense anyway, the distance doesn't matter, because the spirit of such has the ability to more effortlessly change forms to be seen from wherever you are. So if there's a concern of where you are in life, I suppose, in comparison, I don't know. Why can't I say that word all of a sudden? Comparison. Like, I swear to God, just sometimes words just no longer work in my mouth. Comparing yourself to other benchmarks as, great things to drive us, but also realizing that it's just like a bookmark in a book. There it is. I'm not sure how that's relevant, but there it is. There's the wisdom. It's just and I think that also whatever those benchmarks are, or those bookmarks, inevitably you're going to fly past them. Keep calm and carry on. Keep calm and carry on. There's a wisdom at work within the earth element of the spiral of creation, but the spiral of creation is also a serpent. There's also something about chime-like music coming in. Chime, and maybe like bells, and those bells that I'm seeing, but they appear to be like tiny bells. There's clapping. The serpent, so I'm seeing this serpent. It's a bookmark, but it's made of metal. Some might be working with Reiki or universal life energy, however you want to refer to it. And I feel like that is rising up. Are you a duck? So yeah, in the simplest way, I want to say if something looks like a duck, talks like a duck, don't talk yourself in or out of it. It is a duck. Trust what people are showing you, revealing to you, and choose. Another message for somebody specifically, thank you for holding space, is you have found a letter or revisit a letter that was written by a deceased loved one. This does feel like a partner specifically. Could even be a partner in crime, best friend style. Did I say there was clapping? Yeah, there's clapping happening here. Something about grounding. I'm over here. Grounding lightning. So that's happening here. Electrified water. Is it electrified water? So it's one of those, I'm in the throat chakra area. And I'm like one of those car dealership things that do that. So it feels fluid and free with the air element once again, the authentic air. I think that there's also sometimes just like a really nice feeling working with air and water to move differently. And I don't mean to say like differently, but maybe every so often you like shake it out, or you just, I don't know, do something to kind of release speech in another form, things that are held within us. Okay, so in that, having said that, there's also what the closest thing I'm going to call is an abominable snowman. Why does that have to be abominable? I'm not really sure what that word means. A tall snowman. He's waving. He's waving. So he's very, very friendly. Okay, there's something happening here with this duck. You are being shown something. Can I... It might be in your dream state. Here's the thing. I don't want it to be isolated to that state if the conscious mind might, in some way, shape, or form, degrade it. So I feel in this very moment like I'm cautious about degrading the validity of the dream state. I'm also seeing the show once from like Once Upon a Time, how there was the author, and the author, from the author's perspective, we'll start adding on some oracle cards. 13 Rift. 13 is my integration number personally. How you receive this rift as the word, an opening, a healing. I see it as an emergence. I'm also seeing it like a big old bookmark once again, obviously. So books are on the mind in general. And how many things you can use to hold a page like holding space. Feathers might be a thing coming up. And there are metal bookmarks. I'm also seeing that metal bookmark as a old school like cash holder. Like my grandfathers used to have it. I don't know if they still make them, and maybe they do in different circles or people use them. A money clip. A money clip. That's exactly what it is. It's a money clip. All right. I also want to note that this rift feels interdimensional, that maybe this abominable snowman or kind of energy, because it feels cold, which spirit and space would feel like, and emerging. And I don't know, there's something about this. Hypnotism might be a thing as well. Noticing also when you might be hypnotized. Visionary and telepathy. Oh, I find this fascinating. If you want to take in the artistry. number 10, number 22. What I want to note here in that telepathy card with relationship and who we may be unconsciously, subconsciously tied to in telecoms. There's a brontosaurus over here. Very long neck brontosaurus. I see you just feel welcomed. Like, so happy you're here. So happy you're here. So happy you're here. This line over here is drawing me right over to look and gravitate towards this divine wisdom card. Like if I could plop that card in just like that. This is like the portal, maybe this is going into this rift of reality that opens up for visions and different kinds of communication. It's that air again. It's that air of all that is sitting on the park bench. Okay, so now I'm back in here and I'm seeing wooden, I think I'm near a beach, and there'd be like wooden arrow signs saying, you know, this something is that way, whatever might be etched on it. And it is specifically an etching, but it's almost like there's different ones from different times or different people that have had different resources at the time. So one might be etched in wood, but there might be another one that's made out of an old pop can and molded and welded or yielded, and maybe once again it's etched in, and this other one is made of like plastic and there's marker on it. There's all these different arrows, and again it's something about not just being like two-dimensional. If you could see, it's like this way, that way. It goes all the way around like the entire compass, and it's a little overwhelming when I first look at it, because I'm like, what? Like the beach is that way. It can be that simple, but there's also all these options, because it's like, I want to know, IUE me, we want to know what all the options are so we can make the choice. But when all the options are there, all the choose your adventures are there, it's like, well, how am I supposed to choose? There's so many. What is right or what is wrong? And then I kind of stop for a second and go, okay, hold on. So this is how I'm stepping into this. Okay, thank you. I see you. Thank you. So I feel like now in that moment that I'm like standing there looking at almost like in this web, and there's all these different directions. They're all interconnected anyway. So, but there is some sort of telltale, like a bookmark, that there's some, or there's a clip or something that you place as you decide to take each one. So, you know, the beach is that way. And you're like, yeah, I want to go to the beach. And then when you make your way back, or you know, make a little marking on that. And I think that's why there's all these markings, to let you know, and you can bookmark, or somebody else may see that you've bookmarked because you're down that chapter. And then when you come back, you'll, okay, I hope this is making sense. It feels more surreal than normal, but I dig it. And that's what I love about you. And yeah, I want to thank you for being here, like, sharing, and subscribing. Of course, of course, of course. All right. And if you're part of the Secret Terror Society, we shall flip it for more insights and more explorers. Honesty here. See that mask? Like, that's way, way, way deep in there. I think this is part of that relationship to the self, like mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all. Something about that question too, or whatever your question may be, is to look at the question versus, not saying that you need to do anything, just in this moment, as Steph, I recognized I'm asking the mirror a question and I'm waiting for the answer, or something about the answer, but it's really in the question. It's right there in the question. Yeah, because even there's more of them. Go this way, go that way, go this way, go that way. I feel like I'm talking to the earth chakra as well. And as I said that, the shamanic journey came up. If anything is standing out to you. I do want to note, see the drum. Okay, so there's another web in there. So again, once, oh, that flower was somewhere else as well. Where were you? I noted you just off to my peripheral. It is right there. Turning telepathy on and off through the temples. Something about the temple of communication. Maybe being mindful of what we're tuned into. And then there it is. See, it's almost like it doesn't, through all the arrows, this, that, or the other. You can see the synchronicities of it, how it's expressed in different ways, shapes, or forms, from a spider web to a drum to a dream catcher to this, that, or the other. And while they're different and beautifully expressed differently, creatively, hands-on experience, an expression of the holistic nature of all things, but then they're just the same expression of love, the frequency of love, with an intention for you to or not to have a relationship with. That's what it was. So the drum stick thing, I'm sure that's not what it's called. It's right here. It's not over here. It was growing. Over here is being handed to you. Okay, one last card, and then we will flip it and head to the other side. Break on through to the other side. Disruptor. And this shakes things up. See her eyes? They're right here. And it's like, I'm melting, I'm melting, I'm melting, but into the spiral of creation. Into this... That was a very interesting way to say that, because there's that shape again up here. All of these weavings and workings. The path. It sounds so funny to say this. To look... it sounds so funny to say this. Let me finish that thought. That the path is clear. When I'm seeing it like tubes in, is it Drew Carey? Oh my goodness. The show Drew Carey, where I think they used to have or, pick any other fun show where they would send communications and telecoms through those clear tubes, and then be like, and up they would go, and they would travel in whatever tubes they are. And then very much so Adam's Family, they pull the chains, and then, they slide around and come out wherever they are on the property. And I'm sure there's no clear, here's the thing, there's no clear closing out message here. Because this is continuously in a state of being written. I'm back in that author's point of view. How can one predict? We might have a feeling or a sense, given the information to date, but it's not up to date. To date is not necessarily up to date, because there's a different understanding coming in. And I am going to use the word different because I have a feeling, and I'm going to say this, maybe this is someone is choosing a different destiny, but destiny is not damned to forever. Destiny could be to the beach, and that is our destiny for 2 days, 18 weeks, 14 years, whatever the case is. We come back. Destiny. Where do we want to go? Oh, we see the name of a person, a job offer, whatever the case is. So destiny is not damned to our concept of forever. That's really nice. Okay, I'm going to head on over to the other side, to the flip side. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this would serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. I love you. Book of Love. Who wrote the Book of Love? You. You get to determine it, because I'm back in that author state. Okay, I will see you on the flip side. And I will see you Wednesday or Thursday. Till then. Bye. Let's get an Easter egg card to take us to the other side. Oh, for heaven's sake, hot dogs. Mastery. Oh, and it looks like one of those things that, I don't know if it's Star Trek or wah, 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 whatever that thing's called. Okay, I will see you there. The invisible musical instrument. Okay.